The Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association and the Florida Department of Agriculture present Thoroughbred Week with John Henderson. Also presented by Adena Springs South, Daily Racing Form, Double Diamond Farm, Jerry Parks Insurance Group, Ocala Breeders Sales Company, Valerie Daly of Showcase Properties, and Woodford Thoroughbreds.
Hello everyone and welcome to Thoroughbred Week as we wrap up summer racing from Saratoga and Del Mar, including a 1-2 finish by stablemates in the Grade 1 Woodward Stakes and a Grade 1 Juvenile Stakes double for trainer Doug O'Neill and Redham Racing. We begin with turf fillies and mares at Del Mar in the Grade 2 Yellow Ribbon Handicap. Prize Exhibit, the 3-1 favorite. Trevor Denman picks up the call.
Less than a half mile to go in the yellow ribbon, and his Stanford still shows the way a length to Not a Dotto. Bling is my thing is the rail. The girl in that sung up alongside. Then Alexis Tangier. She's Not Here is making headway on the far side. And now Prize Exhibit moves into contention. Here's Prize Exhibit. Brown cap on the outside coming with a big run. Homeward bound in the yellow ribbon, and Prize Exhibit's made the perfect run for home. On the outside, She's Not Here is running a huge one. On the inside, Bling is my thing, a late run. She's Not Here on the outside, Prize Exhibit. She's Not Here to win a driving finish. She's Not Here, and Mike Smith won it.
She's Not Here gets up to defeat Prize Exhibit by half a length. Mike Smith aboard the Keeneland Sells graduate in 1:41.3. Graded stakes placed at Monmouth Park last summer, She's Not Here was last seen taking an allowance optional claimer over the Del Mar turf. The 4-year-old filly by Street Cry, out of a stakes-winning half-sister to the dam of champion Zenyatta, was bred in Kentucky by Hermitage Farm and Darley. A $190,000 Keeneland September yearling, She's Not Here has earned $276,000 for G. Watts Humphrey Jr. and St. George Farm Racing. Vicki Oliver trains the winner. Mike Smith with the Safe Ride of the Week, presented by Sally Horse Fans, the safest way to the winner's circle. To Saratoga for the Grade 2 Bernard Baruch Handicap, featuring the turf debut of Constitution. Ironicus, the even money favorite, Larry Comas picks up the call.
It's been a solid tempo here for Constitution, who leads the way into the far turn. Grand Tito is second to the outside. Vijack is third. Under Control follows fourth midway on the far turn, 4.5 lengths off the lead. Ironicus is still in behind horses, all included in Charming Kitten are right alongside, and Ironicus is beginning to run on now. He's within 4 lengths of the lead, but he's got Constitution to catch, 3/4 up in 109.2, and they're into the stretch. Constitution trying to hold on for another furlong, and here comes Ironicus with dead aim on the far outside. Vijack is there along with Grand Tito, and they're into the final 16th, and Ironicus has taken the lead. Grand Tito, Vijack, late move all included on the far outside, but Ironicus has won the Bernard Baruch.
Even money favorite Ironicus by Windstar Farm Snag and Distorted Humor, the last to first winner by a length and a quarter over 27-1 Grand Tito. Javier Castellano aboard in course record time of 1:38.2. Winner of the Grade 2 Dixie Stakes in May, the Shug McGahee trainee, was coming off a close second place finish in the Grade 2 4-Star Dave Handicap. The 4-year-old colt was bred in Kentucky by his owner, Stuart S. Jenney III. Ironicus has earned nearly $574,000. Ironicus paid $4 to win and is the Malone's Favorite of the Week, presented by Malone's, Lexington's favorite steakhouse. More racing coming up, but first here's the upcoming schedule in the Breeders' Cup Win and You're In Challenge Series.
The advantages of nominating and winning a Breeders' Cup Challenge Series race are clear. For more information about the Breeders' Cup Challenge Series and nominations, go to members.breederscup.com, because the best is yet to come.
City Wolf and Emma Jane Wilson, outstanding in the Durham Cup. City Wolf won it by 2, and City Wolf has collared the leader. And it's City Wolf, and it's just a matter of how much you'll win by. City Wolf going away in the third.
City Wolf, a graded stakes winner by leading sire Giants Causeway, and a half-brother to leading sires Ghost Sapper and City Zip, standing at Adena Springs South.
A Florida bred. He is not just a racehorse. He is our heart. He is our toil and sweat. He soaks up the bright sunshine, becoming mighty and strong. He feasts on our abundant grass and drinks our mineral-rich water. He is a way of life, our champion. His excellence brings us chills as he competes, inspiring us to greatness. He is our purpose, our soul. He is a Florida bred.
Combining the legacy of Kentucky with the fertile breeding ground of Florida, Woodford Thoroughbreds proudly introduces in 2014 Warfront's best son to stand at stud, multiple graded stakes winner, Sold Out, and juvenile Grade 1 winner of the Hopeful Stakes, Currency Swap. Woodford Thoroughbreds, where a new generation of horse racing excellence has begun.
Sunny Florida produces champions from start to finish. Florida produced Breeders' Cup Classic winner Mucho Macho Man. Florida is one of the premier breeding regions and training centers in the world. We are a leading prep center for Derby winners and contenders. We boast of premier veterinary research centers and 3 major racetracks. Florida has the largest 2-year-old in training sale in the world, selling horses 6 times annually. Florida is proudly represented by the Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association. Sunny Florida produces champions from start to finish.
Welcome back to Thoroughbred Week with the Grade 2 Priorist Stakes coming up in this segment. 3-year-old stakes action is presented by BC2A Paste. Reduce the likelihood of tying up with BC2A Paste. We begin with 3-year-old turf horses at Saratoga in the Grade 3 Saranac Stakes. Takeover Target, the 8-5 favorite. Larry Comas has the call.
Nona's Boy on top on the far turn, 3/4 win at 110-1. And Sky Hero was put to a ride to go in second. Waiting for running room is Money Multiplier, while Takeover Target takes to the far outside. And even farther out, Go Around is gaining ground, and World Approval comes up the fence. Nona's Boy to catch. Coming to the 8th pole, here's Go Around on the far outside. Coming along with Money Multiplier and World Approval down toward the inside. Money Multiplier, World Approval, and Go Around. It is on the inside. World Approval in the Saranac.
Last in the early going, 8-1 World Approval scoots up the rail to defeat 13-1 Money Multiplier by a head. Joel Rosario aboard the Florida bred in 145-1. The Mark Casse trainee won the Grade 3 American Derby 2 starts back, but was last seen finishing 4th in the Grade 2 Hall of Fame Stakes. The colt by Northern of Fleet is a half-brother to 3 stakes winners, including champion turf horse Miesk Approval. World Approval has earned $364,000 for Live Oak Plantation. The winner was bred in Florida by Live Oak Stud. Florida breds, race him or chase him. Cross country for the Grade 2 Del Mar Derby. Prospect Park sent off at 30 cents on the dollar. Trevor Denman picks up the call.
3/8 to go now, and Armour's has to go on for home. Prospect Park comes to tackle from second. Crittenden on the far side. Now Soul Driver comes to join the fray in the white blinkers. They're at the top of the lane now, and Armour's tough. Armour's going on. Prospect Park's under a hard ride second, not making ground on Arm. Soul Driver, Royal Albert Hall, but Armour's going on for the wire. A late run now from Royal Albert Hall, but Armour's in front. Royal Albert Hall not going to get to and Gary Stevens have won the Del Mar Derby convincingly.
6-1 the front running winner by 2.5 lengths over 30-1 Royal Albert Hall. Gary Stevens aboard the Keeneland Sells graduate in 147-3. Defeated American Pharaoh when the Triple Crown winner made his debut at Del Mar last summer. The Dan Hendricks trainee was coming off a runner-up finish to Prospect Park in the Grade 3 La Jolla Stakes. The colt by Munnings was bred in Kentucky by Lavin Bloodstock, Bernie Sams, and William S. Ferris Jr. A $60,000 Keeneland September yearling turned $125,000 Barrett's March 2-year-old. Has earned nearly $275,000 for Serene Family Trust. DRF Breeding, home of the new sire-powered results tool. Access race results from North America. Visit drf.com/breeding for additional information. Back to Saratoga for 3-year-old fillies in the Grade 2 Prioress Stakes. Cavorting the even money favorite. Once again, here's Larry Comas.
Junior Alvarado and a Cotty's Fate and a half length in front. Sky Gold, Promise Me Silver on the far outside. Tricky Zippy is right there, and there's 4 of them across the track. Behind them, Close Fall Off, 5th on the inside, cavorting, moving wide, but moving well now as they come toward the top of the stretch. The half was in 45-1, and they're into the stretch in the Prioress. It is Sky Gold. Here comes cavorting on the far outside, trying to fight on as a Cotty's Fate and down toward the inside. Also making a move is Bar of Gold. Cavorting's in front, though. Cavorting leads by 2. Bar of Gold is second, and they've left the others behind, and Cavorting pulls away in the Prioress.
Cavorting draws off to defeat Bar of Gold by 3 lengths. Saratoga's leading rider, Arad Ortiz Jr., aboard the Keeneland Sells Graduate in 109-2. The Kieran McLaughlin trainee is 3 for 3 in graded stakes at the Spa, taking the Grade 2 Adirondack at 2 and the Grade 1 Test earlier in the meeting. The filly by Bernardini was bred in Kentucky by Swetnam Stud and was a $360,000 Keeneland November weanling. Cavorting has earned $842,000. The second graded stakes winning filly on closing weekend at the Spa for Stone Street Stables. Spendthrift Farm leading sire Into Mischief, a Grade 1 winning son of Harlan's Holiday, has emerged as one of North America's top young sires. Into Mischief was represented by his newest graded stakes winner last Saturday when his 3-year-old filly, Strict Compliance, captured the Grade 3 Boiling Spring Stakes. Look for Into Mischief's biggest and best bred crop of yearlings to date selling at Keeneland.
Shaking it up on the outside, Central Banker, shaking it up to win in a driving finish. Shaking it up, and David Flores won the Malibu. They're almost in a straight line as they come for home now. Shaking it up will win it. Shaking it up, coming home powerfully. Shaking it up, and a thorough take it winner.
Make plans now to attend the National Thoroughbred Owner Conference taking place at beautiful Gulfstream Park in South Florida, January 11th through 14th, the same week of the 2015 Eclipse Awards. Enjoy a great lineup of speakers and panelists, fabulous social events, and live racing at Gulfstream. Plus, you'll meet celebrity owners and successful thoroughbred owners from around the country. If you missed the inaugural Owner Conference at Keeneland, you won't want to miss this one. Visit ownerview.com to register today. That's ownerview.com.
First Samurai is America's best sire son of champion Giants Causeway. Already the sire of a champion, First Samurai has Grade 1 winners on both coasts.
But it will be Justin Phillip to win the Vanderbilt by 2.
As well as graded stakes horses around the country.
And Lee has won the Dawn under Joel Rosario.
Get Happy Mister in front. Get Happy Mister has won it.
First Samurai, a proven sire of quality at Claiborne Farm.
Since Florida's first Kentucky Derby winner, Needles, in 1956, Florida has produced 50 national champions, the 11th Triple Crown winner, 13 Classic winners, 155 millionaires, memorable performances, and 26 Breeders' Cup winners. Produce your next champion in Florida.
I've got a to-do list and 5 acres of fresh air.
Top 3 tools: hammer, screwdriver, front loader.
Happiness is a drive-over mower deck.
A John Deere dealer can teach tractors to anybody.
In the right hands, an iMatch Quick Hitch could probably cure most of the world's problems.
That's how we run, and nothing runs like a Deere. John Deere is a proud sponsor of the Breeders' Cup.
Welcome back to Thoroughbred Week with Grade 1 Juvenile Stakes action in this segment. 2-year-old fillies at Saratoga in the Grade 1 Spinaway Stakes. Rachel's Valentina, the 8-5 favorite. Larry Comas picks up the call.
Tanasa, the leader, a half a length. Constellation on the outside second. Rachel's Valentina tracks them in third. Anaray, Banry, and Tap to It is last, 45 and 1 for a half mile around the far turn. Tanasa and Constellation will turn for home together in the spinaway, and Rachel's Valentina swings up on the outside of them. Tap to It is coming now. She was last, but she's been swung to the far outside into the final furlong. Constellation to catch. Rachel's Valentina and Tap to It are coming. Constellation, Rachel's Valentina runs at her and takes the lead. Tap to It on the outside, but they're coming down to the line. Rachel's Valentina is the princess of the spa.
Regally bred Rachel's Valentina takes her stakes debut by a length over Tap to It. John Velasquez up in 123 flat. This victory coming 6 years to the day that the Winter's Dam Horse of the Year Rachel Alexandra defeated males in the Grade 1 Woodward Stakes at the Spa. Rachel's Valentina, the first of 2 Grade 1 winners on the card for trainer Todd Fletcher. The filly by Bernardini was bred in Kentucky by Stone Street Thoroughbred Holdings. A maiden winner on debut at Saratoga, Rachel's Valentina has earned nearly $260,000 for Stone Street Stables. Derby Den stallion Shackelford is the only American Classic winner from the Stormcat sire line. Shackelford's tremendous first crop of yearlings made a big splash at Saratoga, selling for up to $340,000. Look for more of Shackelford's first crop yearlings selling next week at Keeneland. Cross country for the Grade 1 Del Mar Debutante Stakes. Songbird, the even money favorite, Trevor Denman has the call.
They are coming towards the quarter pole, Pretty and Cool down at the rail, and Songbird, the 2 favourites, still stride for stride at the top of the lane now. Heads a turn for home, Songbird on the outside. Pretty and Cool, the first one to get a tap on the shoulder. They are homeward bound now, and Mike Smith asks Songbird to respond. She does so willingly. Pretty and Cool's running a huge one on the inside, but Songbird's class is sticking out a mile. She's just exuding class. Songbird and Mike Smith could not have been more impressive in the Del Mar debutante. They finished up romping in.
The heavy favorite Songbird draws off to defeat 2-1 second choice Pretty and Cool by 5 1/4 lengths. Mike Smith up in 122 3. The Jerry Hollendorfer trainee stepping up to Grade 1 company after breaking her maiden by 6 1/2 lengths on debut at Del Mar. The filly by Medaglia d'Oro was bred in Kentucky by John Antonelli and was a $400,000 Saratoga yearling. Songbird has earned $222,000 for Fox Hill Farms. For all your insurance needs, a specialist at Jerry Parks Insurance Group is there to assist you with 40 years of exceptional coverage. Look for Jerry Parks, John Cassie, or Kelly Weeks at the Keeneland September yearling sale. Back to Saratoga for the Grade 1 Hopeful Stakes. Magna Light, the 2-1 favorite. Once again, here's Larry Comas.
They're off in the Hopeful. And it's Magna Light who goes out to take the early lead and immediately opens up to lead by 1.5 lengths over Uncle Vinny and Rallis, who are away second and third. And squeezing through on the inside, Salazar, and Set the Trap is right up there too. And then back to Tom's Ready. Bullet Gone Astray trails as Magna Light leads the way through the opening quarter mile in 22 3/5 seconds. And it's Magna Light on top 1.5 lengths. Set the Trap is running in second. Rallis is third to the outside. Salazar has the rail with a half mile to go. Uncle Vinny's got 4 1/2 lengths to make up, starting to be ridden along. And then it's Tom's Ready on the inside, who's gone by Uncle Vinny. And Uncle Vinny's not going on here. Around the far turn, it is Magna Light. Magna Light is the leader, and here's the Californian Rallis, who has moved up alongside, and these two will come to the top of the stretch together in the Hopeful, a 45 2/2 mile, and they're into the stretch, and it's Magna Light in front. Rallis runs at him as they come into the final furlong. They've left the others behind. Salazar's third, and Rallis has taken the lead. Rallis rallies to the lead in the Hopeful and pulls away from Magna Light. They're coming down to the line, and Javier Castellano wins another Grade 1 at the Spa. He takes the Hopeful on Rallis.
California shipper Rallis draws off to defeat Magna Light by 5 3/4 lengths, giving Javier Castellano his 6th Grade 1 Stakes victory of the meeting. 7 furlongs in 122 1. The first half of a Grade 1 Juvenile Stakes daily double for trainer Doug O'Neill and Redham Racing. Rallis was coming off a runner-up finish in the Graduation Stakes at Del Mar. The colt by Square Eddie was bred in Kentucky by Redham Racing. Rallis has earned nearly $269,000. A few hours later, O'Neill and Redham Racing had the 1-2 favorite for the Grade 1 Del Mar Futurity in Nyquist. Here's the call by Trevor Denman.
And away they go. Rockin' Bayou jumped well and then took a few awkward steps right after the start. It seems to be okay, though, is moving up on the outside. Along the inside, Annie's Candy is very fast and will get the lead. Now, Rockin' Bayou, after that eventful start, is going up second as Nyquist now goes up alongside. And here's Blame It on the Law in the black cap. They're lining up for second. Swipe is back in fifth, gives the lead a 5-length start, and Archaeo is last. They run to the half-mile pole, and Annie's Candy is the leader, just over a length. Nyquist travels comfortably second. On the far side, Rockin' Bayou, Blame It on the Law. No respite up front here, these four keeping the pressure on one another. A gap of 4 back to Swipe, and last of all is Archaeo. Past the 3/8 they go, and Annie's Candy's under pressure now, being taken on by Nyquist. Nyquist gets the lead. Here comes Blame It on the Law in the black cap. On the far side, Rockin' Bayou's running a game 1, 5 back to Swipe. They're at the top of the lane now. Nyquist the leader. Rockin' Bayou's running his heart out on the outside, and Swipe is getting going late as well. They come for home. Nyquist the leader. Rockin' Bayou. Swipe is coming fast down the center of the track now, but Nyquist has kicked on. Nyquist, Swipe closing, but not to get to Nyquist. Another classy performance from Nyquist. Remains unbeaten. Wins it by about 4, but coming home easily in the end.
Odds-on favorite Nyquist caps off a spectacular Labor Day for Doug O'Neill and Redham Racing, coasting home by 3 3/4 lengths over Swipe. Mario Gutierrez aboard the 2-time Keeneland Sells graduate in 1:23-1. Our first out maiden winner at Santa Anita, Nyquist defeated Swipe by 5 1/4 lengths in the Grade 2 Best Pal Stakes. The colt by Uncle Mo was bred in Kentucky by Summerhill Farm. A $180,000 Keeneland November weanling and a $230,000 Keeneland September yearling. Nyquist was purchased by Redham Racing for $400,000. His bankroll stands at $333,000. Coming up, a 1-2 finish by stablemates in the Woodward.
But Bahamian Squall has won the Sunshine State.
Bahamian Squall in front from Trinity-Burg, Jackson Bend far outside. It's Bahamian Squall to win the Smile.
People want to know what's so special about Ocala. Centrally located between Orlando and Jacksonville, Ocala's equine industry has many incentives to breed, raise, and train thoroughbreds. Discover Ocala. Reach out to showcase properties, and we'll show you why we love where we live.
Since Florida's first Kentucky Derby winner, Needles, in 1956, Florida has produced 50 national champions, the 11th Triple Crown winner, 13 Classic winners, 155 millionaires, memorable performances, and 26 Breeders' Cup winners. Produce your next champion in Florida.
Is Daredevil with a 4-length lead. And Daredevil with a sparkling performance here in the Champagne.
With more graduates winning at racing's highest level each year than any other sales company, Graded Stakes glory starts at Keeneland. The Keeneland September Yearling Sale is where the world gathers to find the next great thoroughbred athletes, the ones that will take them from the sales ring to the winner's circle. The Keeneland September Yearling Sale, September 14th through the 26th. If you're looking for Graded Stakes glory, why buy anywhere else?
Time now for the Feature Race of the Week, presented by Keeneland, investing in racing's future since 1936. To Saratoga for the Grade 1 Woodward Stakes. Todd Pletcher sent out 3 of the 8 starters, including 6-5 favorite Liam's Map. Here's the call by Larry Colmus.
They're off in the Woodward. And Liam's Map goes out to the front. He's got company, though. Bay of Plenty's got speed, too. And Protonico is away running in third to the far outside as they race for the turn. And then it's Coach Inge who now takes third. Protonico goes a bit wide, and Wicked Strong is down on the inside. 5 lengths off the lead early on as Liam's Map rolls along up front. And then it's F and X, followed by Commanding Curve and My Loot, who are at the back of the field. The first quarter goes in 22 and 3/5 seconds. 23 and 3, the opening quarter mile for Liam's Map, who's the leader onto the backstretch by 2.5 lengths. And then it's Bay of Plenty running in second, 1.5 lengths. Coach Inge follows in third. He's 4 lengths off of Liam's Map up the backstretch. Then Protonico and Wicked Strong. 3 lengths more. Back to F and X, My Loot, and Commanding Curve is last, and he's only 9 lengths off the lead. The pace is not fast at all here. Liam's Map has run a half in 47 and 2, much slower than he ran in the Whitney. Liam's Map is the leader by 2 lengths as the field races past the half-mile pole. Bay of Plenty is in second, moving for the turn. Coach Inge follows in third on the inside. Wicked Strong is fourth. Protonico's come under a ride. FNX is down on the inside, 5 lengths off the lead. My Loot and Commanding Curve. Liam's Map rounds the far turn after 3 quarters in 1:10 and 4. And Bay of Plenty is trying to come after him as they move to the top of the stretch. Liam's Map turns for home in front in the Woodward and turns it on to a 2-length lead. Coach Inge has rallied up the rail, and on the outside comes Bay of Plenty, but Liam's Map has opened up a 3-length lead here. Coach Inge, Bay of Plenty, Wicked Strong, F and X, and on the far outside, My Loot. They're all running for minor shares behind Liam's Map, who rolls home in the Woodward.
Liam's Map takes the field gate to wire to defeat his stablemate Coach Inge by 4 3/4 lengths. Javier Castellano aboard the Keeneland Sales graduate in 1:47 and 2, a 1:14 bar speed figure. After attempting to wire the field in the Metropolitan Handicap, only to be run down in the last stride by Honor Code, Liam's Map finally gets a Grade 1 stakes victory. One of 34 winners during the Saratoga meeting for Todd Pletcher, earning him his 6th straight trainer's title and his 12th overall. The 4-year-old colt by Unbridled Song was bred in Kentucky by Alball Family Stable. Liam's Map has earned nearly $809,000 for Teresa Viola Racing Stables and West Point Thoroughbreds. The colt was consigned by TaylorMade Sales Agency to the 2012 Keeneland September Yearling Sale, where he was purchased by St. Elias J.J. Krupe agent for $800,000. One of 8 Keeneland sold Grade 1 stakes winners during the Saratoga meeting. Grade 1 Woodward Stakes winner Liam's Map is the Keeneland Sales Graduate of the Week. We'll see you next week here on Thoroughbred Week.
Thoroughbred Week is presented by the Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association and the Florida Department of Agriculture. Online at tbredweek.com.